I wish everybody could love their job as much as I love mine. Good morning, y'all. It is Monday and the bell is going to ring in a couple minutes, so I'm going to have to go outside and get my kids really soon. I had a really good weekend. Saturday was Pride and yesterday I saw a couple friends, so I am definitely feeling a little tired because I didn't have a lot of time to just relax and chill. But I am feeling really energized just because I had such a great weekend. I am still not teaching formal lessons right now just because the entire class is still transitioning to the school year and getting used to each other and their new surroundings. So this whole week, for the most part, we are still just going to be doing free play, and I'm going to be observing what my class is interested in and what they gravitate to. So hopefully that will help me design lessons in the future. But the biggest news about today is that it's our first full day. It's gonna be a little bit of a long day, but I am really excited to go to lunch with them and have rest time with them and just see what they're like in the afternoon. But yeah, I am going to finish getting a couple things ready, and then I'm gonna go get my class. All right, y'all, it is recess time and my guys are outside playing. The newer portion of the playground is still not finished and won't be until Wednesday, so we are enjoying the existing structures for the time being. Centers today worked really smoothly. I really do like the waiting room system that I've kind of been setting up. I do need to print out the pictures of the actual centers, and I need to take pictures of all my students because I haven't done that yet. I think once we have pictures of the centers and we have pictures of the students, it'll be a lot easier for them to show me where they want to go in centers. Because at this point, not everybody is comfortable enough or able to communicate with me using words. So I'm hoping by Wednesday the visuals will be up and then centers will move even smoother. But I was talking to my assistant teacher and we were mentioning that the last couple years have been really easy at the beginning of the year, relatively speaking. And this year seems to be going really smoothly with not a lot of weepies and not a lot of drama. Everybody just seems to be finding their own place within the classroom and they're starting to play together and collaborate, and it's really beautiful to watch. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking because I gotta go outside and get my class. Good morning, y'all. It's Tuesday. We did a little bit of a fast forward just because I didn't really have time to check in yesterday. And the reason is that the after school was in my classroom until about 4 o'clock. And as I've mentioned before, one of my biggest goals this school year, just personally, is to actually leave work around 4 o'clock. It is a little bit after 8. It's like 8:10-ish. So I'm just sitting here cutting out some rainbow labels because of course that I made to label my centers. I'm not entirely sure why I have a rainbow theme this year. I guess I've always really loved rainbows and it just kind of makes sense to have a lot of color in an early years classroom. And what better way to add color than to just add rainbows? But basically my whole rainbow thing started over the summer when I went to Target and found this guy. It's a pencil holder, but I do think it looks kind of weird with the pencils just sticking out of the rainbow. So I just use the rainbow itself as decoration. Pretty much anything else that I buy for my classroom is going to be rainbow. On Friday, I ordered a rug for my kitchen area, which is of course a rainbow. And it got here yesterday and I opened it up and it's the cutest thing ever. It doesn't have anything on the back that's like anti-slip. So I am really worried that the kids will just slip and slide all over it. So I do want to take some hot glue and add some like squiggly lines or dots or something on the back of this, just so my kids don't go flying every time they step on it. Today is going to be a little bit of a shorter day for me. I have to be at my apartment at 11:30 because there is some maintenance work that is going on, and hopefully I will be able to come back to school, but I don't really know how long it's gonna take yet. So there's a possibility that my work day will end at 11 o'clock today. The other thing that I want to do is just add some things to my cubbies. I have my kids' names already labeled, but one of the things that we asked on the parent info sheet is what they call their parents at home. I fell into the trap of saying mommy and daddy for everybody. And for my kids that don't speak English, they don't really know what or whom mommy and daddy are. So it was really important to me to find out what they call their parents at home so that I can keep that language consistent in the classroom. However, it is so difficult to memorize who calls who what. So my plan is to add the parents' names onto their child's cubby, just so if I need to talk about a child's parent, that I can just look at their cubby really quick and see, oh, they call their mom mama or they call their dad baba, so that I don't have to go through my paperwork just to figure it out. I am just going to laminate some plain white paper and cut out some clouds, and each kid will have 2 clouds on their cubby that will have what they call both of their parents. I don't really know how it's gonna look, but I'm assuming because it's rainbows that adding clouds is gonna fit. But anyway, y'all, I have about 10 minutes before I have to start my day and go get my kids. So I'm gonna try to figure out this hot glue gun so I can make my kitchen rug less slippy. All right, y'all, it is the end of the day on Tuesday, and as you can see, I made it back to school. I left school around 11, and it takes me about 20 minutes to get back home, and then once I was there, I had to wait about half an hour for the repair guy to show up, and then the repairs themselves took maybe about half an hour, and then another 20 minutes back to work. All in all, I wasn't really gone that long. I ended up being at school around 1 o'clock. So I am really feeling happy that I didn't have to miss half a day of work just because I didn't want to disrupt the flow of the class too much by not being here. And we also have a meeting every Tuesday as a primary years staff. So I am really grateful that I was able to be a part of that meeting, just because a lot of information was thrown out, and I feel like if I hadn't been there, I would have felt really uninformed and behind. So yeah, it is about 5 o'clock, maybe a little bit after, and I know that I have been saying every day that I really want to try to leave as close to 4 as possible. And y'all, it's just not working. Let's be real. So now, instead of saying I'm gonna leave as close to 4 as possible every day, since that's clearly unrealistic, I'm gonna leave at 4 at least once every week, just once. I do realize that I'm the kind of teacher that has all these ideas in her head, and then I really don't feel like walking away without completing them. And that, I think, is one of the reasons that I stay so long. And I really need to kind of find a good balance of what is something that I need to finish right now and what's something that I can push pause on and pick up later. So I did spend a little bit of time this afternoon just finding a good cloud shape that I could put on a sheet, just have a bunch like labels. So I am gonna take these little labels back home, and I'm also going to be taking the family info sheets home. So after I cut out the clouds, I can just write what mom and dad are called at home, and then tomorrow, hopefully, I will be adding those to the cubbies. The reason that I'm doing this and putting them on the cubbies is because I really want a quick reference, because when I have a kid that's upset and I need to say, it's okay, we can tell mommy, I need to know right away, what does this kid call their mother? So I'm not going through the paperwork and saying, hold on, I know you're crying, I just don't remember what you call your mom. Keeping the language consistent from home to school will really help ease that transition. But anyway, y'all, I feel like I have been sitting here and talking forever, so I'm gonna shut my mouth and go home. All right, y'all, so I am home, obviously. I have changed my clothes, I got my messy bun, I got my glasses, I'm done with my day. I usually don't vlog outside of my classroom. It is very rare that I film at home, but I just had to tell you a little bit about what happened when I left school. I talk all the time about teacher tired and how it is a legitimate thing. And today I would like to share not one, not two, but 3 examples of how teacher tired is frying my brain. Let me start at the beginning. As I mentioned earlier, I had to come home for about 2 hours today because there was a maintenance guy in my apartment. Now, when I went back to school, it was really warm out, like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Not really sure what that is in Celsius. Maybe I will put the conversion right here because honestly, I don't know Celsius still. So since it was so warm, I was like, I don't really need to wear my jacket, but I usually keep my phone and my house keys in a jacket pocket. So to solve that problem, I wore this bag across my chest so I could keep my phone and my keys right there as I biked to school. And I was like, what a great solution. I'm never gonna lose my stuff. Fast forward to the end of the day, and I went to my coordinator's office to say goodbye to her, and then I realized I didn't have my house keys. So I panic and I run all the way down to my classroom, and I'm tearing through my desk and I'm looking at everything and honestly feeling like I was losing my mind because I could not find my keys. Then I found this bag hanging on the back of my chair, and I was like, "Dadoy, I put them in here so I wouldn't lose them." So I put this bag on, and then I put my backpack on, and I walk outside of school to get my bike. And since it's so warm, I don't really like to wear my backpack on my back because I get all gross and sweaty. So I put it in my basket as I bike home. So I get home, I park my bike, lock it up, go upstairs, take my dog out for a walk. It takes maybe about 10 minutes. And I walk upstairs and I'm like, I really need to check something on my computer. Let me pull it out of my backpack. So I look around my very small apartment and I don't see it anywhere. It's not on my couch. It's not on my chair. It's not on my bed. It's not in my kitchen. I literally have no idea where it is. So I start panicking again and I'm like, oh my God, I left my backpack at school, but I distinctly remembered putting it in my bike basket. So I grabbed my keys that I still had because I at least remembered one bag, and I run downstairs to the courtyard of my apartment building, and my backpack is still sitting in my bike basket. I had left it there for like 20 minutes. Now, if you're thinking the story is over, it's not. If you remember, just like a couple minutes ago in this video when I was talking about making those labels on those cute little clouds, yeah, I had every intention of getting those finished today. I brought the family info sheets with all of the family information. I had my Sharpie. I was like, yes, let's do this. But I completely forgot to print out the labels in the first place. So I had this great plan of how to spend my evening just sitting here getting things done, and womp womp, can't do that until tomorrow. And I feel like this is karma because I joke so much about being teacher tired, and usually I'm just being dramatic. But today, the teacher tired struggle is very real. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to really quick share those little things from my day because even though I'm laughing about it right now, it was really stressful in the moment. It happens to all of us. We have the best of intentions, but then we forget something critical, and we all have days like this. I can hear my dog in the kitchen eating his food, so that's reminding me that I should probably make some dinner. So I'm gonna do that and then enjoy the rest of my evening, not working on my labels, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. It is Wednesday, and look who came in early to print out her cloud labels. I told you yesterday that teacher tired really hit me hard, so I was determined to start today off on a better foot and get here earlier so I could at least print out the labels. And I printed out like way more than I needed, and it's really just because I also wanted to include their siblings so I could write what class they were in. If they are in this school, I think it will really be helpful for me to be able to talk with my students more about their families and use the names that they're used to saying. But I've actually never done this before, so this is kind of an experiment. I'm interested to see how it goes. But anyway, the first bell rang, so I just have to put out my lunch and snack boxes and get the day started. All right, y'all, it is the end of the day on Wednesday, and I put my glasses on because I just couldn't handle my contacts anymore. I don't know what has been going on with this eye in particular, but every time I have a contact in, it hurts so much. Once again, I am here way past 4. It is a little after 5 o'clock, and I'm still here. I was meeting with the other 2 pre-K teachers. We were talking a little bit about our rotation and the playground and just trying to work around our prep schedule to also have weekly meetings with our assistant teachers without the kids, which is very important. And we finally figured out a schedule, but of course I forgot a very critical detail, and now I have to not redo it, but make like one big adjustment. So instead of staying here to do it, I am going to go and finish it up at home. I also need to make some changes to our welcome letter and settling in schedule just because we have some new students that are going to be starting in the other 2 classes soon. So I want to make sure that the information that we wanted to change is all changed and ready for them when they start. And I do feel a little bit bad for staying here so late just because I know that my dog is home alone all by himself, but it could be worse. I am going to pack up and get out of here because it is getting really warm in here. Like, you can see this sun is kind of vicious, and when this much sun is coming into my room, it gets hot. So anyway, y'all, I am going to call it a day and take off so I can go home and get some more work done. See you tomorrow. All right, y'all, so it is Thursday and it's a little bit after 11 o'clock. I didn't have any time to talk this morning because I really needed to make labels and put them on our water bottle, snack, and lunch buckets. Because we have 16 kids this year, we need a bigger lunch bucket and a bigger snack bucket and a bigger water bucket, actually. So I need to try to figure out what I can do for the water bottles because they are not all fitting in the teeny tiny bucket that we have right now. It has been a pretty topsy-turvy morning today because we are experimenting a little bit. I was talking to the other pre-K teachers yesterday. We had a little informal meeting and we were talking about the fact that our lunchtime is really close to our snack time. Since we've had this program, snack has been at 10 o'clock, which I feel is really late. I'm used to teaching in schools in the States where we have snack between 9 and 9:30, and I really want to try to see if it will work for us to have snack at 9 o'clock. So today that's what we did, and it was a little bit crazy just because my assistant teacher doesn't start until 9 and I wasn't able to inform her that this change was going to happen. So she kind of walked into somewhat chaos. And we also had a new student join us today. We had a friend that was spending time with their grandparents who were visiting, and they weren't able to start at the beginning of the school year. But they are doing so well already and already starting to communicate with me a lot. There are some kinks in the routines, but you know what? They'll get there. I am already so happy with how well that they are doing. They are able to talk to me and they're really exploring the classroom, not really interacting with a lot of the other kids yet, but that comes with time. So between flipping the schedule and a new student, it's been a little busy today. Usually it only takes a week or two to settle down. We are going to try again tomorrow to have snack on the earlier side. And hopefully by September, when we start doing our subject rotations in the morning, hopefully by then we will be more into the routine of having snack at 9 o'clock. Fingers crossed. So I have to get my kids in like 10 minutes from recess. So I am just going to try to work on the changes to the welcome letter and the settling in schedule that we talked about yesterday in our team meeting. I know that I said that I was gonna go home and do some work, but y'all, I didn't get home until like 6:30. And then after I had dinner, I fell asleep. Not even gonna lie. And then I woke up around 10:30, walked the dog, got ready for bed, and slept some more. So good news is I'm feeling really rested today, but bad news is I didn't do any of the work that I planned to. And I can't even remember the other thing that I wanted to do. Like, there were two things that I wanted to do when I got home, and I can't even remember what the second one is. Oh yeah, I wanted to work on the schedule for recess to make sure that we got meetings with our assistants every week. Of course. But first things first, I am going to edit what we need to edit in the welcome letter, and then if I have time, I'll look at the meeting schedule. All right, y'all, it is Friday morning, and as you can see, or probably tell, it is pouring outside. I biked here and it wasn't bad in the beginning and I was like, all right, no, this is fine. And then like 10 minutes into my 20-minute bike ride, it starts to pour. And when I was at home, I was like, oh, it's like barely spitting when I was walking my dog. Maybe I don't need to bring my raincoat. Y'all, I am so glad I brought my raincoat. But anyway, I am going to start setting up my classroom and getting ready for the day. I do have to run back upstairs to the staff room, so this is probably going to be the only check-in for the morning. My kids have PE today, which they were supposed to be outside for. So we will have to see if the weather clears up for that. I will check back in with y'all later. All right, y'all. It is the end of the day on Friday, and I have officially survived my first full week back at work. It has been really great to spend all day with my class because they are already starting to come out of their shells, and I am getting to know them so much better every single day. Once again, I am here way too late, but it was for a good reason. I had a meeting at 3:30 today and it was kind of impossible to schedule any earlier. So in those cases, I really don't mind staying late. Also, I didn't mind because I left pretty early yesterday, so that's cool. And I think we are going to continue next week with having snack at 9 o'clock instead of 10 because I'm really just enjoying the flow of the day a lot more. So I think the other two pre-K classes are also going to switch over to the 9 o'clock snack next week because we are really gonna need our schedules to be aligned when we start our subject rotation in September. I feel like I have been talking so much this week, so I'm really gonna keep this short because I'm tired. I know that this is my 6th year of teaching, but after the summer, every time I am amazed by how drained I am at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that being drained is a bad thing. Like, yes, being tired is a part of being a teacher. That's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm tired because my guys have so much energy and I'm really trying to keep up with them. I had a really lazy summer and it's gonna take me a little bit to get back into the groove of things, but I'm on my way. Really what I'm trying to say is I am so grateful that I get to do this every day because I really love my class. And honestly, I wish everybody could love their job as much as I love mine. Ooh, I'm about to get emotional in August. I'm just gonna stop talking and go home and enjoy my weekend. See y'all next week. Oh my God, my hair. I'm just like waving scissors around. That's not safe. I can't talk today. My God, I can't talk right now. I like keep shaking the table, which is shaking my tripod, and your girl's a mess. Literally, what am I even talking about? Like, nothing that I've said for the past 4 minutes has made sense. What was I saying? Wibbly, wobbly, wibbly. Ooh, almost fell out of the chair. Good morning, y'all. It's Wednesday morning. I already said morning twice. I already said morning. I already said morning. That was just way too long of a sentence. No, that's not true. I just told a lie. That wasn't true. That, for some reason, came out of my mouth weird. Oh, my hair is itchy. God, I'm not making any sense. Ow, what's in my eye? Ow, 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 ow. Why am I the way that I am?